Assalamualaikum and very good morning. We meet again at Sirius LIbra show. Today we are going to have a business talk regarding the effect of liquidity crisis on profitability. What is liquidity? Here I want to share some definition from the scholars. Based on LIQUIDITY 2004, liquidity management is important in troubled time. The efficient management of liquidity level of the company is extremely relevant from the firm profitability and well-being. However, according to Chandra, normally a high liquidity is considered to be a sign of financial strength, and according to Asafneto 2003, a high liquidity can be as undesirable as a low. This will be consequent of the fact that current assets are usually the less profitability than the fixed asset. Thus, the money invested in current asset generates less return than fixed asset, representing an opportunity cost. Besides that, the amount employed in current asset generates additional cost for maintenance, reducing the profitability of the company. Furthermore, based on Shim and Schickel, accounting liquidity is the company's capacity to liquidate maturity short-term debt. Maintaining adequate liquidity is much more than a corporate goal. It's a condition without which could not be reached the continuity of business. And according to Menes and Zitlow, they said that a low liquidity level may lead to increased financial costs, and the result is incapacity to pay its obligation. What is profitability? Profitability was defined by Pimentel as the final measure of economic success achieved by a company in relation to a capital invested in it. This economic success is determined by the magnitude of the net profit accounting. The assessment of profitability can be done through the calculation of ROA, where net income divided by total asset, and ROE, where net income divided by equity, which is the ultimate measure of economic success. In finance of University Galaxy. Based on your opinion, can you share with us about the financial ratio? Of course, maybe. Financial ratio are useful to identify the key financial variable and the relationship between the variable with the intention of giving meaning to the various relationship while ascertaining the strength and the weaknesses of the firm. Financial ratio is a popular way to analyze the financial statement by computing the ratio. Financial ratio also can be categorized into investment ratio, liquidity ratio, profitability ratio, and liquidity and leverage ratio. This depends on the intent and purpose of the analysis.
Oh, how about the liquidity ratio?
Liquidity ratio can be classified into current ratio, quick ratio, gross profit margin, net working capital ratio. Unity point out that the traditional liquidity ratio such as current ratio and quick ratio include both liquid financial asset and operating asset in their formula. It is used to determine how liquid a firm is and its potential to maintain maturity short-term obligation. Current ratio, with each under liquidity ratio, measure degree of liquidity by comparing current asset and current liability. Higher figure means that the business financial condition is better as it has enough liquid asset for its operations. For the quick ratio, is most stringent measure of liquidity because it excludes inventory and other current asset and at least quick from current asset. Higher ratio show that the business has enough quick asset or liquidity asset to cover its short-term debt immediately. Measure profitability is more significant compared to if the company is using current ratio, and the higher the ratio, the higher the comfortable. However, scholars Kamal argue that both current and quick ratio are deficient due to their static nature and the insufficient of using them as measure of future cash flow and liquidity.
Oh, I see. What about the profitability ratio?
Profitability ratio can be classified into return on equity, return on asset, gross profit margin, and net profit margin. These ratios are result of dividing one account balance or financial measurement with another. These ratios are used to assess the level of profitability of a firm. If it is used by investor in combination with investment ratio to take investment decision, ROE is being used to evaluate how effectively the company employed its asset to generate a return, and the higher ratio is better. Return on equity is the bottom line measure for the shareholder, measuring the profit earned for each dollar invested in the firm's stock.
Oh, now we clearly understand what is financial ratio, liquidity ratio, and profitability ratio. Thank you for your time.
Being a wholly owned subsidiary of DRB Highcom Berhad, which is a public listed company on Bursa Malaysia and has more than 60 subsidiaries, associated companies and jointly controlled entities, gives a full advantage to DevTech. DRB Highcom Berhad draws strength from being a diversified yet integrated group.
Today, I with Ms. Haley as the financial manager of DRB Highcom. Ms. Haley, recently, DRB Highcom selling share of Proton and Lotus to increase its prospect. Would you mind to share with us why DRB Highcom doing that?
We actually expect to see a good long-term prospects to improve significantly by the sale of 49.9% shares of Proton Holdings and also 100% shares of Lotus. The sale of these two key components of DRB Highcom brings relief from spending so much money for the running of the companies. A cash injection of 1.1 billion ringgit from the government for the reimbursement of research and development expenditure, and also for the entry of GILI as a foreign strategic partner for Proton will lead to an improvement in the cash flow of the company. The urgency to repair Proton's financial statement was a big criterion for us in assessing whom should we pick for our foreign strategic partner for Proton. DRB Highcom has been on the lookout for so many foreign countries, such as from French, which is Peugeot and also Citroën. The deal between DRB Highcom and GILI also enable Proton to have access to existing markets of the Chinese car maker as well as right-hand drive markets in Southeast Asia. The deal with Proton will offer GILI access into the key Asian market and also research and development and manufacturing presence in the region. As part of the deal, GILI will also buy the entire share in Lotus, which is the British sports car maker, from Proton.
Now, I'm with Prof. Fazlini, the Senior Financial Analyst. Prof, how do you analyze the data?
We analyze data from the DRB Highcom company as reference for our research in order to find whether liquidity ratio will give impact on firm profitability through examining the financial data from 2013 until 2017. So firstly, we compute the liquidity ratio, which are quick ratio, current ratio and liquid ratio. And for the profitability ratio, return on asset, return on equity and return on investment. After that, all the data had transferred into the SPSS by using linear regression analysis.
Oh well, why do you choose the linear regression to do this research?
We choose regression analysis because it is used to understand which among the independent variables that are current ratio, quick ratio, and liquid ratio are related to the dependent variable. They are ROA, ROE, and ROI.
This is financial data that we collect from the LIbra HighCom for the 5 years from 2013 until 2017 and transferred to SPFS. The result has come up by the three models using linear regression, that is ROA, ROE, and ROI. As you can see from this table, it shows that ROA and ROE has significantly affected by current ratio, that is CR, because the p-value is less than 0.05, which is 0.036 and 0.029, while the other two ratios, quick ratio QR and liquid ratio LR, does not affect the ROA and ROE.
On the other hand, ROI is not significantly affected by the liquidity ratio because all their p-value is above 0.05.
The future holds a lot of promise, and as the group of companies marches ahead, building on its past whilst blazing new trails, it will continue to remain steadfast to its original course of nation building, paving the way for modern, industrialized and cohesive Malaysia.
Previously, Prof. Fazlini had analysed about the LIbra HighCom whether the company liquidity affect its profitability. Let me introduce. This is Dr. Praseha, the financial analyst. Okay, Doctor. What is your opinion that you can relate from the past studies to support her analysis?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shazana. Okay, according on what Professor Fazlini has explained just now, I can say that the relationship between liquidity and profitability is always debated among us. The findings of some studies draw the conclusions that liquidity and profitability are negatively related, while the other states a positive relationship. The proposition of a negative relationship was investigated by M. Dilu using cash conversion cycle to study the effect of liquidity and the profitability. In contrast, Samir-Goglu and Dermogenes used three variables. First, account receivable, second, inventory, and the third, cash conversion cycle to study the relationship between them. And they conclude it is negative. This conclusion was also supported by Zariawanti, Anwar, Taufik, and Rahim, amongst others.
Okay, what about the scholars that said the relationship might be positive and negative?
Okay, that's true. Even though Parachi also noted a positive relation between liquidity and profitability, the debate was further discussed by some researchers who argue that the relationship between them might be both positive and negative. Now in 2004, for instance, using account receivable, inventory, account payables, cash conversion cycles, and also current ratio to investigate the liquidity influence on the firm's profitability and conclude that the nature of relationship is different and a function of the liquidity variables.
Okay, thank you for your opinion.
Okay, you're welcome.
We have reached the end of the Sirius LIbra show. In this show, we got a lot of information about the effect of liquidity crisis on firm profitability. Thank you for watching. Until then, see you next time.